My brother had a very destructive lifestyle. He was all about him. He was very centered and selfish and off the world. He was involved in drugs and alcohol. And after so many years of doing that, about 4 months ago, he was with his colleagues out for lunch and collapsed. Just fainted and ended up at the hospital with 4 different aneurysms. And the doctors were not hopeful at all. They knew that my brother's chances for surviving it were very, very, very thin because for the first almost 2 weeks they could not give him any medication because my brother's body was rejecting it because of all they found in his body was alcohol, drugs, and nicotine. So time went on and the bleeding in the brain kept on happening, and they had to connect pipes to his brain to allow them to bleed. So the doctors were telling my family and us to come together as a family and make a decision whether to disconnect my brother from all this equipment in the hospital, or if we wanted to go through with the surgery. If they'd open up if they were to open up his brain, my brother would never be the same. He'd probably be a vegetable and would never be able to walk. So that was A. That was the number one choice they had. And then B, which they weren't counting on, was a miracle. But we were counting on that.
Right.
And that's all I was praying. I came here determined to pray for my brother to have a rebirth. Because if anything was to save his life, in his physical body and his spiritual body, would be a miracle. He woke up. He is a different man. You can see it in his body. You can see it in his smile. You can see it in his eyes. I had a conversation with him the other day, and I've never had a conversation like this with my brother. I asked him, I said, well, what do you want to do with your new life? And he said to me, well, I want to help people. I said, what? He says, I want to help people. I said, what happened to the brother that always told me that it was, he came first, he came second, and he came third, and he started laughing. He said, your brother that used to say those things is no longer here.